Turn it down a little bit too.
Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Rads. Don't do these very often. I'm going to try doing more of them. A live podcast. I'm basically just copying Dor. So today we've got Dor on as a late substitute. I was meant to have Elliot, who's been on my most of my vlogs, but we've got the second best Forest YouTube channel next to me.
Hey, listen, show some respect, Rads, okay? Show some a bit of respect, okay?
I will. I'll do that, don't worry.
Play.
We've got Steve. How you both doing?
I'm all good, man. International break is boring. World's going to get battered today. And then, I thought I've had the first shot at Steve. Said the first shot at him. But yeah,
I'm just going to respond and say that I don't care. I'm bored. I'm going to put the game on soon, but it's just because I'm bored. International weekend. So yeah,
already sending shots at each other.
I'm sending shots, man.
There's a good film on. There's a good film on later though. You two should watch. It's called Grease. It's quite good.
I don't care about you.
I'm not
that's
bothered.
the thing. I'm not bothered at all. I'm not. It's 1-1. I get it. It's 1-1. It's 1-1.
Yeah, I'm all right, lads. Like echoing Ben, I'm a bit bored on international weekend, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this stream, just to try and keep the Forest vibe going, because it's obviously it is a bit flat, isn't it? Whenever it's the internationals. If Gibbs White was involved, I'm sure he would have got at least a draw out of that. But we can talk about him, I'm sure, in this stream. So we're just going to do a bit of an overview of everything that's happened so far and what's ultimately been, well, a very encouraging start to the season. And we may as well start on that one, really. So, Steve, how are you overall feeling about how Forest have started this season?
Better than I thought. But it's kind of weird. I had a gut feeling we'd be stronger this season because we did have such a chaotic summer in regarding the turnover, and quality of players went up as well, Milenkovic and so on. I think, it's just a really good, solid start. And I think, bar the Fulham game, every game, obviously we've lost to Fulham, but every game we've been competitive. We've won at Anfield, we've drawn at Chelsea. Not many teams will take 4 points from them rounds this season. My only concern is, if we do go on a bit of a bad run, how we respond, because we're bound to go through, every team does throughout the season.
Yeah.
How we respond to that. We have got a tough December coming up, but then we did have a tough September. So, other than that, Rads, I think overall good. And like I said, bar the Fulham game, we think the points we've dropped as well. We could have been on maybe 13, 14 points now. We could have been top 6. It's all ifs and buts. That's what's separating us from being that top 8, because to get them games over the line, like Bournemouth, like Wolves, we should have put them to bed. We should have been on 4 more points. The Fulham game was a bit of a damper, but I felt that deserved to be a 0-0 game, because that was probably the poorest game we've been involved in this season. But other than that, win Anfield, obviously the highlight so far. Last week, I mentioned on Ben's channel the day, brilliant character to get a point there with 10 men. And what I like as well, before Ben comes in, I'm getting a lot of neutral now and other fans coming to me saying Forest are doing well. We've been noticed now, and people are starting to acknowledge me in the street and in work and so on, saying, "Oh, good point for Forest, good win for Forest." So we are gaining people's respect now, not just being a team who are just there to make up the numbers. I feel we are threatening now, and winning Anfield turned a lot of people's heads.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like you said, it could have been more. It could have been more points. So we've had such a good start to the season. Yeah, who knows how we could actually be a few places high, albeit it is early on.
Sorry, can I just say as well, probably the most impressive result so far is Brighton away. A point there with 10 men.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Think of it, if you have a good think about it, as a really good point there.
Yeah.
From the circumstances we were in.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely talk about the away form because it's been particularly impressive. But yeah, Dor, do you echo what Steve's saying there?
100%. When you say about the last 2 years, especially away form, has been rubbish. And then when you win at Liverpool, and when you get a point against Brighton and Chelsea, could you imagine it? No one could. Everyone would have thought, we would have lost 3 games, back to basics. We've been in the bottom 3 or bottom half of the table, and we're not. And you got to look at the players that we brought in, and that's what we're going to start with. Because when you talk about Mueller, everyone talks about him. Yes, he's a fantastic player, but Milinkovic, what a player! What a player! And he's the reason why we're keeping clean sheets. Well, less goals conceded. Is it the best defensive record in one of the best?
Second
best as well. And home form is rubbish, but it's the away form that I'm so impressed with. And are we going to get better? I don't want to get I hope to, like Steve said, we're going to have downs as well. And our fans are going to think, no this, no that, like last year. I don't think we should, because 5 points, not 5 points, 8 points away from home. Would everyone else would have thought that? No. So from the start of the season to now, 10 points, I can't complain, because, and like I said, no disrespect to Steve Cooper. That is the form that he did for Forest. It wasn't great, but Nuno has proved me wrong, because I thought to myself, is he the right man for the job? Because what he did for Spurs, I think he's doing exactly the same what he did for Wolves. Hopefully, I don't want to, like I said, go like that. If we can stay with the momentum and stay in this mid-table, if we can stay between 12th and 8th, I'll be happy, Larry. But listen, we're gonna have more downs and ups this season. But listen, I'm happy, and just hope we don't get into that rough spot. I think every Premier League team will do it. But I think we'll do it. But listen, 10 points from now, can't complain.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I think it's just about seeing if we can maintain it now, isn't it? And seeing how far we can go with it. And we can talk about expectations a bit later, I think. But I'll just look at some comments first. We've got this guy in here, Rad Dad. Hello,
legend. Actually, legend.
Is this Rads or Door on Door? He's saying here.
It's a crossover.
It's a crossover.
Shout out to
Rads Dads. Shout out to Rads Dads.
Another one saying Rads on Tour.
Yeah, he's better. He's better than me, people. Make sure everyone subscribe to him.
New upcoming channel.
He's on 6.12. Come on, people, subscribe, man. What is going on?
Subscribe.
I don't understand. Raz is so underrated, man. And like I said, he goes to games and he does fantastic. You know what? He does better vlogs than me and more editing wise. So why is everyone not going to subscribe to Rads?
Thank you.
Everyone subscribe to Rads.
Yes, you heard him, everyone. We've got a Leicester fan in here as well, actually. We'll see you in a few weeks. We'll see you in a few weeks, I'm sure. We can hopefully see some Leicester tears. So saying, come on, Wales. That's for you, Steve. Yeah. Just not to forget, Chris. Top 10 can't be far from being realistic, especially with a new striker in January. Yeah, that's something a lot of us are saying, aren't they? You know what? Speaking of striker, I think we probably should talk about that at some point. So I think we've all been saying we're very impressed with the away the defensive record, but probably could do with scoring a few more goals. I think that's fair to say. So, are we happy with Chris Wood and Awane, or do we need to get somebody else in? I'll let you start with that, Steve, because I think it's a thing that's probably, if anything's holding us back, it might be that. Like, what happens to Chris Wood? Who comes in. So, what do you think? What do you feel about that?
I was quite vocal in the summer transfer window when I Ben that I felt we needed a striker to back up. I've loved Taiwo in the last 2 seasons, but I've lost faith in him in not getting injured. He's just, to me, I know it's gone against him, but he's just lost sharpness a little bit. He just hasn't got that touch. He's just lost it a bit. It's unfortunate, really, because I do like Taiwo. But my worry is if Wood gets injured. I mean, Jota Silva can play top. And then I do generally think to take us to that next level, we will need to look for a striker because Taiwo's injury prone. Wood's not getting younger. If it is not January, it's next summer, we've got to nail a striker who's in that 21 to 25-year-old category. If you've got to go abroad, you've got to go abroad. If it's on these shows, but we need to find that up-and-coming striker to take us to that next level. But you can't fault Wood. And, again, we've all said it, he's proven us wrong. He's even scored for New Zealand now as well. Did he score for New Zealand yesterday?
Yeah. Good header. Good header as well.
Yeah. But I've said it as well, right? And I say it again. Under Cooper, he just didn't know how to play Wood. And I said at that time, if we play into his strengths, he'd get us goals. Because he scored goals at Burnley, he scored goals at Leeds, at Leicester, and so on. We just didn't play into his strengths. And now we are. We've got the wingers. We're supplying him. We've got the ammunition now to feed him. And he's playing off as well. Again, the only thing he does lack is when he spins and he runs off, he hasn't got the legs to keep up a lot of the time. He is struggling. Like if he's on the half turn on the halfway line, he plays off. He has to give at it. He has to bust the gut to get to the box. You know what I mean? And that's just his age. He's not a spring chicken anymore. So that's what I'm saying about getting that younger striker, hungry striker as well, to get us to that next level. Just to pick up your point about more goals, yes, we could score more goals, but we are at that. What's our goal difference at the moment? Is it +1, +2?
Yeah, I'm not sure actually. I need to...
So, give or take, but since we've been back in the Prem, we don't really beat teams 3-4-0, do we? Really, we don't. We have one yard game 2 or 3-0, but we don't.
+1.
Yeah,
+1. Yeah. So, but Rads, what's the saying? You start from the back. Back. Get a solid base. Alan Hansen said on Match of the Day, when I was growing up watching football, he was on Match of the Day, he said every week, start from the defence and work forward. And that's what Nuno's doing. That will come. And he's getting that right. He's getting that blend. And I want to come to the home and away thing later on because there's a few things I've noticed with that form. So I'll mention that later, but Ben can pick up now about the striker if he wants to.
Yeah.
The thing about it is because, like I said, I'll put my hands up. I thought when we brought in Chris Wood, everyone I thought 75%. Voice fans thought, what are we getting in for? Bloody blah. And yes, D. Cooper couldn't get the best out of Chris Wood. Let's be fair. And then Nuno comes in, and yes, he scored a hat trick against Newcastle. And I thought, okay, is this the right Chris Wood? And since then, I think it's backfired on myself, and most of the Voice fans are thinking, wow, we're getting a striker. But everyone still assumed Taiwo was still the number 1 striker. And I look at him now. He's scoring goals for fun. Left, right, centre. And he's in the right places as well. And I've been hearing that we're looking to extend his contract as well.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing? Again, I would. Because like I said, he has scored vital goals for us. But
do you know why it might be a good thing, Ben? Sorry, Ben. Just to pick up your point, might be a good thing because we do sign a striker next summer who's between 21 25. If we keep Wood longer, he can nurture him, and Wood can teach him a lot. So that might be a good thing.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like when if we do bring a striker in, I think we are going to get someone who's in a mould like Chris Wood, because that's what Nuno has. Because Nuno had Ramirez at Wolves, that kind of striker. Tried to have Kane, that didn't work. And now we've got Chris Wood, he's on great form for us. I personally think he'll score more. Was it 14 or 15 goals last season?
Yeah.
Do I think he reach that target? It's going to be difficult, but he's got better players around him. When you got Elanga, Morgan Gibbs-White, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Ward-Prowse, when he starts getting he got the assist on Saturday. People forget that because I've seen everyone slaughtering him. But I think I've got a feeling that Chris Wood can do it. The thing with Taiwo, I think he needs to get match fit. He gets match fit because the game against we were drawn 1-1. Yes, he didn't play well, but he hasn't played no games. Chris was the main man, and I think we can, if we do get a striker in January, we need another mould like Chris Wood, because in case he doesn't get injury, this next man stand up. But yeah, for the strikers, well, I think Chris Wood's playing fantastic, and just hope he doesn't get an injury. And imagine that, me saying I don't want Chris Wood injured. Imagine that, we're saying that. It's just mental. But that's football for you, innit? All football fans are fickle. We say he's rubbish, and then he plays well. And like I said, he's just going for fun, aren't he?
To show you the professionalism of him, was that the criticism, no doubt, would have got fed back to him and what he might have seen on social media and so on. But it shows that how professional he is, and that he's just knuckled down and gone with it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just proven us wrong. You know, with footballers, and go either way. The abuse you get, you can either really dampen you and your confidence is just shot, or I can go, do you know what, I'm going to show you lot, I can do this. And I mean, look what Johnson's doing for Spurs now. I'm only mentioning him because he's ex-Forest, but since Johnson's come off Instagram, he can't stop scoring.
I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Johnson.
Yeah. I'm happy for Wood as well. Wood was absolutely slaughtered when he joined us. Absolutely slaughtered.
You know what, Isty? You remember? I don't know if you remember that game. It was Spurs away when we lost 3-1, and he come on. Then he played about 5 minutes and come off, and I thought to myself, "That's him done. That's him done." And then look at him now. He's just scoring for fun. But like I said,
he's one of the first names on the sheet. He is literally one of the first. You know,
and imagine, I no disrespect to Woody. Imagine say, "Oh, Chris was on the bench," but everyone be like this. Why is he on the bench? Why is he on the bench? That's exactly it. It's just how, like I said, football fans it's opinion based, but wow, he is the first. Everyone says about Morgan Gibbs-White, but Chris Wood is the man now.
Do you think though, with Chris Wood, just to finish up on Chris Wood, you know, years ago we would have, when he was at Burnley or maybe Leicester, if we had signed Chris Wood then, we'd be like, we signed Chris Wood. But do you think it's because he flopped at Newcastle? We were like, oh God, we signed him from Newcastle, and he's gone to Newcastle, done nothing, and we signed him. Because prior to that, we would have snapped him up. But I think that Newcastle, everyone was like, oh, Chris Wood, really? But they had all that money, and they went up and signed Chris Wood, because Newcastle fans were like, hang on now, we're the richest club on the planet, we've got to sign Chris Wood. Huh? But then when we signed him, we were like, why are we signing a reject from Newcastle? But I'm sure they take him back now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. No, some very good points there. People who are agreeing with us, actually.
Yeah,
definitely need another striker. Definitely need another striker. Thankfully, Wood is in great form. Definitely. Said it early in the season. Have faith. This could be a great season. T needs more time. He is good. Chris is good. We are okay this season. Yeah, good comment. Yeah, I like to think that Awani can come good, but it's looking like more unlikely, isn't it? I mean, we spoke about Wood there a lot. And I do actually think he could break his record last season, because if you think about it, most of his goals came second half of the season under Nuno. I think he only scored. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think he only got 3 the first half of the season. And the
How many goals has he scored so far since being in the Forest shirt?
16.
Oh,
sorry. Since Nuno's come in, he's scored 16.
Okay. Wow.
Because
That's good.
Ben. Since Nuno's come in, the only two players who scored more goals than him is Haaland and Palmer in the Premier League.
Wow.
Yeah. I saw
Since
that.
Nuno's come in. So prior to Nuno, I think like you said, was it under Cooper? How many goals did he score? 3?
I'm just trying to think. He scored 2 against Luton and 1 against Sheffield United, didn't he? I think that was it.
Yeah.
In that first half of last season.
So he scored roughly about close to 20 goals since he's been with us.
Exactly.
That's mad. That is mad.
You know what? That's not the Premiership striker. That's not bad.
Yeah. And I thought I was one of those people that was criticising him when he came in, but I did also think, as we've said, like, this guy's a proven striker in the Premier League, so he's clearly got something about him. And I think people forget that when he was at Newcastle, he was basically just not playing, so he probably wasn't very fit to play either.
Everyone's saying he was a Championship striker as well.
Yeah.
But he's proven it. He's not. So
yeah.
And you know what? I can't put it here. People in the comments, do you think he should deserve a contract? Yes or no? Like, what does everyone think? Contract? Yes or no?
Yeah, get that in the comments, everybody.
Get in the comments, people. I don't know.
I would. I would. Like I said, a year contract. To bring on next, to if they do go down the younger route next summer, to nurture that younger striker, you can work with him on the training ground, and you can learn off him, and then he'd be a good option off the bench as well.
Definitely.
Yeah,
you know, what an option he'd be off the bench. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah. I think the only thing that would say you wouldn't is the fact that he's aging. But in terms of his goal record, I think you have to keep him around. If he wants to stay at the club, then I think at least someone here saying 1-year contract, definitely. Yeah. I think that's a no-brainer for me. Woods earned the new contract. Yeah, another one saying a 1-year deal. I think that would be good. And someone here, Stuart, saying we should sign the Lap from Ipswich if they don't stay up.
I don't think Ipswich will go down if one. Lap is a good striker, to be fair.
He's a handful, yeah.
If he does, if Ipswich do go down, why not? Why not, man? It costs a lot, though. It costs a lot.
No, that's a good shout, though. Actually, Rad Dad agreeing with us, saying we should keep Wood. I think definitely, and I think definitely bring somebody else in. Maybe that's more long term. It's got to really be in the next transfer window, really, because even if Wood doesn't get injured, it's a bit too much pressure on him, I think. So expect him to play all those, basically not get subbed or place false nines. Like, you need another number 9, in my opinion. I think everyone's agreeing with that. There's this one more thing on striker. What do we think about Tyro? Do you think he's got a future with us, or do you think it's getting pretty tough for him?
How long's left his contract?
What was his? What did he sign? Was it 4-year, 5-year contract? 4-year contract?
We're going into our 3rd year now of our Premiership seat. So he would have signed 4 or 5 maybe. How much are you going to get back?
2027 is contract. 2027 is contract at Spurs. So it's got a while still.
I mean, this is the thing, right? If he comes off the bench, it's weird me saying that. If he comes off the bench and he makes an impact and scores goals as he meant to do, then yes, keep him. But he needs to get fit. It's simple as that. He needs to get fit.
And he needs a goal. He needs a goal just come off his backside or off his shin.
Anything.
Anything. First ever goal he scored against West Ham, where I think it was Toffolo crossed it in, and it came off his shin and just bobbled in. He needs a goal like that just to lift him a bit. And I can score goals. He knows he can score goals. It's just, like you said, Ben, it's getting that fitness, but it's just that sharpness as well. And it's just a shame because we know he can score goals because that form he had, which has kept us up really. The season we stayed up. I mean, he's a handful, wasn't he? It's just how much value we could get back, because other clubs are going to look at him and go, hang on now, you've had him for 3 years, he's been injured, 18 months of that, or he's been injured 12 months of that, or if you total up the amount of months, he's been injured for. So teams not going to want to pay 30 plus million for him because he's too injury prone. So what do you get back?
But the thing, has Tabo scored under Nuno yet? I don't know if he has or not. Has he scored for Nuno?
Yeah.
West Ham last season.
Yeah, West
Ham.
West Ham at home. He turned, that ball. The ball was played into him, and he turned centre half. And I think he's only scored one goal, though, is it? And Nuno.
I think it's that Arsenal game. He got a consolation.
Arsenal, yeah, he scored against Arsenal as well.
Yeah, but not many.
Which Arsenal?
That's when we
the home game. Yeah, that's right.
We lost 2-1. We lost 2-1.
That's right. Yeah.
Listen. All Forest fans want him fit. That's all that matters. Get him fit, and he is a backup to the squad.
Trying to get a smile back in his face as well. He feels when he's on the pitch, he seems a bit. Haven't got quite the same swagger.
Yeah,
that might be the fact he has been injured, and he just doesn't seem to have that kind of stick out chest. I don't know. He just seems a little bit. You see, like the videos outside of the football, he seems happy in that regards. I don't think he's homesick or he's a bit, whatever. But it's more, it's just on the pitch. He just seems a little bit. It's almost like the team are moving forward without him. We're transitioning without him. He's been left behind. Oh,
when you
I'm back.
I didn't do anything. I got
50p in the Wi-Fi. What part did I get to? I was saying about the team transitioning without him, because we're playing into Wood now. We're playing with the wingers. We're playing now with the Yates sitting in and Gibbs. It's almost like he's been injured. He's felt he's come back in and gone, right, where do I fit in on this now? Because you are progressing as a team.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like before he got injured, he was, like we were saying, he was like the number one striker.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah.
And he's injured twice long term. And in that time, Woods overtook him. And now, because end of the last season, he came back and he was just making cameos, barely doing anything.
Another thing, Rads, is under Cooper, we played a bit more direct as well.
Yeah.
And the Nuno,
I feel Cooper got the best out of Tabo. I know Tabo got injured a lot under Steve Cooper.
I think he did. But again, Ben, is because Cooper went a bit more direct than Nuno. Nuno likes to play that direct, quick counter-attack football, which Chris Wood can come in, play off, and then spin. Taiwo's more get it up to him, he can hold off. But then he's a slightly different animal than Taiwo. He's Wood. And I think Nuno is, which we said earlier on the show, Nuno's got the best out of Wood. And I think I agree with you, Ben, that Cooper had the best out of Taiwo.
100%.
Definitely. I mean, Nuno's not really had Taiwo, has he? Like the one that we originally saw. He's only had him unfit or injured. So it would be interesting to see when he is, like, if he ever gets fully fit again with us, if we could see that version of him under Nuno. I think it's possible, but it's difficult to see right now. John's just saying we should keep the faith.
We are keeping the faith. We are trying to get, because I said, we're any Forest player wants him to turn good and that. But listen, Chris Wood's the number one striker. It's simple as that. But hopefully Tabo gets fit. I know is he on international duty? Get Mac finished from that, and then see from there.
No, he is with Nigeria actually. So
he's in the squad, is he?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah,
he's in the squad. Yeah.
So someone's saying there, I've not heard anything. He might be going to America, Taiwo.
What for? I don't.
I've not heard anything about that.
No, I've not seen a link from that. But if he does,
this is a bit of a random one, right? I don't know if it was just again someone just heard a murmur. We're not linked with Richarlison, are we?
No.
No.
I've seen on social media we're linked with a Brazilian striker.
Right.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, it's scored on it's scored on his debut yesterday for Brazil, and then because he scored, there's Forest, Arsenal, quite a few Premier League clubs linked with him. I'm trying to find it. Who it is?
Because apparently, you know that Egyptian striker we were linked with.
Yeah.
He's slamming the goals in now, isn't he? And apparently West Ham are after them.
Yeah, I saw that. Liverpool wanted him as well, I think. So I felt quite big reports on that one.
Mm.
We linked with Hugo Jesus, 40 million euros. Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle, Brighton, Brentford, and us. I've been linked with him. Like I said, he scored his debut yesterday for Brazil. So yeah, that's him. That's him.
Oh, you're going for a big player there. This is what I mentioned. Is a Leicester fan in the comments. He's very keen to do a swap deal between Chris Wood and Patson Daka.
Yeah, wait. Didn't Chris Wood play for Leicester?
Yeah,
yeah, he did.
Listen, he's not coming. He's not coming back to you, Rene. He's not coming back to you lot. He's going to score past you lot.
I'm going to have to pass on that one. I'm afraid.
No deal. No
deal. Unfortunately. Yeah. So I've spoken a lot about attackers there. So as we've already mentioned, one of the biggest strengths so far this season has been the defence. It's probably the thing we've improved the most. Actually, we've already mentioned Milenkovic. And then the fullbacks, obviously Moreno coming in, Aina being Aina as ever. And I've seen quite a few people say this about where do Murillo and Milenkovic rank in terms of partnerships currently in the Premier League? Because I think it's got to be pretty high right now.
Top three. Top three.
Top three.
If you look,
wow.
Yeah. If you look at it, right. You've got the Arsenal pairing.
Yeah, they're the best.
And that's the best partnership. You've got the Man City pairing of Diaz. They keep chopping and changing. I wouldn't
put Man City. Yeah, they chop and change too much, Ben. Plus, they don't get under pressure. Man City don't get under pressure. Yeah.
Exactly. And you look at our partnership. Right, we stick with them too. Even with Morata, like we've not saw him as much, but when he comes off the bench, he makes a difference.
Yeah.
We have got the best, I think, top three partnerships in the Premier League.
I don't know why I'm thinking of Ben, because the stats says it all. We have got the second best. So my only reaction was like that, because the way you said that in top three, I was like, to hear that, it's mad, because again, a year ago, would you have said we would have the top three defence in the league?
Exactly.
Yeah. Because like Liverpool just literally got Van Dijk, because I don't rate Kwate. I think and then who else you got up there? You got Spurs. I would say Van der Ven. Van der Ven is very good.
To be fair, with Spurs, they've got Van der Ven and is it
Romero?
Romero's
a hothead. Yeah, but he's a hothead. I wouldn't trust him.
He's still good though. I like him. If he was at Forest, I'll love him.
Yeah, you don't love the team, but yeah, he's got a red card in him.
But with us, I think, that's what I'm worried about Milenkovic. Like he's a defender, and when I was talking to Dave, when we got Milenkovic and Murillo, they're both different type of players. Murillo's fast, but Milenkovic, when I went to Chelsea, because when people watch on TV, you don't notice Milenkovic absolutely bollocking him and saying, "Get here now, stay there." You've got to watch him and thinking he's telling him what to do, because if you remember the second half when Murillo did that mistake, I think it was, or first half he did a mistake. Milenkovic actually bollocked him for it. I was like, that's what we need. We need like you can remember like Steve Cook, where he was a solid defender and he's telling him get there. Milenkovic, he's a solid defender, and I can't believe we brought him. This is what baffles me. We brought him for 12 million. It's baffling, but I love him, and if he carries on like this, there's going to be some European clubs watching him, and it's hard to say. Don't say it, but look at it. He's been fantastic for us, and he's making Murillo's price tag go up. If I'm honest. But yeah, he's a fantastic defender, man. You gotta watch. Oh, totally. all these other clubs are just jealous of him now. Just jealous.
Sorry.
He's my new favourite. Milenkovic. I love him. He's my new McKenna. Like, because we had, Scott McKenna was all equivalent in the championship, but he like no nonsense. Like Ben just said, outright defender. Nothing else. Just I'm like with strikers, they get paid for the ball in the net. These players are paid to keep the ball out of the net. You know, they just want to defend. And Milenkovic, what I like about him, and Ben, you said about things you see when you're there, things you might not see when you're there, is little things like when they pick up on the TV when he does this to the players.
Yes.
I've seen that. I think it was a game. What game was it? I think it might have been the Chelsea one. Or was it Bright? He was just like, we scored, and he was saying to the team, he was like, do this now, calm down. He was like, get into shape. It's just all that. It's just, that's leadership, and this is why he's a future captain. Well, not even captain. He's gonna have to be captain. He's just a leader, and the guy could.
You know, it is. I was watching when he was on international duty the overtime, and I think he's captain for them as well. He plays like a left side defender. The way he communicates with the back line as well, it's mad. And like I said, that's where I think we lacked last season. No disrespect to the players that we had last season. Like, we had Bolly. Bolly was the man that was communicating with everyone. And now we've got this monster. Like, even when the brawl, when the Welsh wizard Williams just slide tackled Kukela and that, and Milenkovic just come out of nowhere and think, what are you doing? This is my team. I'm the leader. I'm the boss. Don't like, and that's what I like. I want to see it from
even Morotto did that as well.
That's it. That's why I'm so excited, because you know what it is. You know, like Murillo, he will go. Let's keep it real. He will go soon, but we've got a backup to Morata, and then it seems like we're planning ahead. If you know what I mean, when it comes to the back line. And right now, the back two we've got, it's just, could we imagine now when we've got the best centre backs in the Premier League? If anyone from other clubs think I'm wrong, comment now, because it is so good.
Right now, statistically, you're not wrong. Right now, we do have one of the very best in terms of numbers.
I think Arsenal, like Ben said, that punt, Toby Butt and Gabriel, they are outstanding. Like, Arsenal are really tight at the back. But for outside of that bubble, like we touched on, Man City do not consistent back two, but they never get really under pressure in games. Liverpool already got Van Dijk. Spurs already got Van de Ven. Chelsea swap and change theirs as well, but they are so weak at the back. Brighton, I don't rate Lewis Dunk. I think the other guy's all right. So in that top half, or Villa have got who have they centre halves? Carlos, what's his name?
Yeah, they've got. To be fair, they have got a good defence. To be fair,
but they got a very good keeper behind them as well, Ben. A very good keeper.
Very good keeper.
They've got a good base. So as you go down the league, you start thinking, you know what? Yes, like you said, Ben, we have got probably the two best centre halves in the league. Outside of the Arsenal.
It's amazing how we talk about that. It's amazing. Like I said, no disrespect to like Joe Worrell, McKenna, and Cork. That was our back four in the Championship. But we have to upgrade. And like I said, they're always going to be, this is a loosely fixed term, legends. They're always going to be legends for the club.
That era.
But that era as well. So, but now we've got to be on that level with the Premier League, and we've got a good defence.
But this is why I'm so impressed with the recruitment in the summer. They've pinpointed, and this could be down to Nuno. He's gone to the recruitment and said, I need someone who can head the ball out of the box from set pieces because how vulnerable we were last year. They've gone out. Okay, he's not a regular, but we've got a keeper who's 6'8", 6'9", so who's backup, so who can dominate a box. So he's got that presence about him. We've signed a player now who can deliver the ball into the box, Ward-Prowse. So they've started looking at these areas because last season we were just pulling our head out. Mistakes from set pieces, corners, free kicks. We were just so weak. But now we got a guy who just head cement. You know, Milenkovic.
This is a big Steve. Like, and this is no disrespect to Murillo. He needs to prove his head in. But that's why we've got Milenkovic, because with Murillo, we've got the pace from him. I've got Milenkovic who can just yes, come towards me. You're not getting past me. He's like what's his name? He used to be for Man U, Vidic. He reminds me of Vidic. You're not getting past me. Come on, deal with me. But listen.
But again, Ben, it's all in that Eastern European mold, isn't it?
Yes.
That no nonsense centre half. Like is he Serbian? Isn't he? Milenkovic.
Yes. Yeah.
Vidic. So Vidic, was he Serbian as well? I think he might have been Serbian as well.
Yes, he was.
It's that same mold. It's that same. I'm no nonsense. Murillo wants to play from the back. But I think with Murillo, what might hold him back from his big move will benefit us for the short term. These big clubs may not take the gamble on him yet because he has their mistakes in him. Them little mistakes he done against Chelsea, these big teams will scout that and go, he's quite not ready yet. Because we're lucky we got out of that mess on Sunday against Chelsea because there was a few times he did get caught. And these bigger clubs will look at that and go, maybe we won't gamble yet then. So if we can get another year out of him, because like you said, Ben, he will eventually go. He'll go for big money.
Yeah,
definitely.
100%.
Yeah. I agree with all that about how I think, at least in terms of chemistry, those two, Murillo and the whole back line, actually, it's definitely some of the best in the league right now because there's a really strong understanding, I think, between the four of them, and then even the lads that don't always play, and just the strength in depth. It's so
this is why I'm this is why I'm kind of gutted. We got knocked out earlier in the Carabao Cup because if we had Wimbledon, in the next round, we could have seen the likes of Morato involved. We haven't seen what he can do yet. Really, he's only made cameos. Yeah. He's kind of been pushed on, going right. You just head everything up the box. We haven't seen if he can play yet. We haven't seen if he can attack dead balls. We don't know what he's about. We just seen what he can do in the last 10 minutes. So it's a shame, really. Maybe in January now, I like to think he'd get more game time by then, but it's just a shame we're out to the cup early because we could have done with a couple of these games just to bed these players in because if one of them two gets injured, they're going to have to slot it.
Yeah. I mean, on the surface, they look like really, really good replacements, but it is really frustrating, I think, that we got knocked out the cup first round because, like you say, you're not going to see the likes of Morato get starts or even
Miguel again. Miguel could have, Miguel could have had another run out against Wimbledon because we would have had them, because Newcastle had them, didn't they? So, so there's certain players. I mean, it's mad to think, look at the players on the bench for us now, Bawley, Nico Williams. These players were last season, the core of our team, and now we've got Bawley as backup. I'm like,
it's funny. Sorry to rub it in because I know there's a few Leicester fans as well, and even final whistle Jack. What centre backs have Leicester got as well? They dream to have that centre back. So Leicester, when we see you lot, just see the players in the red shirt. What players that we've got? Just look what we've got. Jack, I'm coming for you in 2 weeks' time, Jack. I'm coming for you, mate.
Yeah, welcome, Jack, to the stream. Just a few comments on what we've been saying. Our defence has been fantastic. Murillo and Milenkovic at the back are superb. Absolutely, yes. But I definitely agree with what we're saying there. It's a shame we're not going to see the likes of Morato get a proper go. I mean, Miguel, he may not play until the FA Cup for all he knows. So,
but the thing with Miguel, and I said when we signed him, he was a backup at the Brazilian side that he played for, and we see Sales, he deserves criticism, especially against Brighton, but he made up for it against Chelsea, And everyone said, "Oh, bring Miguel." No, stick with Sells. We're 10th in the league. Why change him? So listen, big up to Sells.
Yeah, I wanted to mention Sells actually because I think that's a good point about how Brighton, the free kick, it was a bit questionable on Sells. There was that moment against Liverpool where he nearly dropped it, but overall, I maintain that if we didn't have Sells, second half of last season, I generally think there's a good chance we could have got relegated. Yeah, because imagine if we had Turner in there, or Vlachodimos. So, yes, he's not a Brice Samba to us, or maybe even Dean Henderson, possibly. But I think people give him too much stick. I mean, yes, you can probably get better, but I think he's a great keeper regardless. The week improved it. So yeah, if you like to go anything on that on Matt Sells, because I think he's great.
I think the thing with Sells, like, since we've been to the Premier League, we've had Dean Henderson, Navas, Turner, Flatch, and we're always going to miss the mistake that number keeper since Samba's come out of Forest. But with Sells, like I said, he's got it. When he came to Forest, and like I said, no one knew who he was. I think he played for Newcastle a long time ago. No one knew who he was, and yes, he made some fantastic saves at the end of last season. And when we brought in Miguel, like I said, I thought to myself, okay, we're getting a backup goalkeeper. I know we was linked with loads of keepers in the summer, blah blah blah. But listen, Sells, I think I'm still thinking he's stick with him maybe to the end of the season, because we've got a good defense. I'll stick with him. And if Forest fans in the comments disagree to say it now, but yeah, keep with him now.
Yeah, get your opinions in the comments on the
Get your opinions now, people. Slacking.
My opinion about Sells, it's a funny one with Sells. I've never criticised him, but I've never felt connected with him. And like I was with Brice or Henderson, and to a less extent Navas. I was a bit gutted the Henderson one didn't turn out, because I did like Dean Henderson. Obviously, we all love Brice. Brice is just an absolute character. Even though sometimes I pull my head out with him, but that's what made Brice. Brice Samba. I mean, regarding Sells, I agree with Ben. For now, he's our steady Eddie. I just don't feel that connection with him in the sense I go back to the striker comment. He's not going to take us to that next level. But then on the flip side, look at the keepers we've been linked with recently, and look who they're playing for. Ramsdale, playing in a really poor Southampton side. Sam Johnson in a Wolves side, they bottom of the league. Dean Henderson, who could have come back to us. Palace in the bottom three. So we're all after them keepers who want to take us to the next level, and all them keepers are in the bottom 4 or 5. There is one, we just mentioned the team, and there's a few fans watching. I have seen a few people raving about this Leicester keeper. I don't know where they plucked him from, but what I've seen of him, some of the saves he's pulling. Can anyone in the comments if someone wants to say his name? The Leicester keeper.
Is it Mads? Yeah.
I'm not saying we should sign him, but what I'm saying is sorry, Leicester fans, it's when you go down.
We're better, Stephen. We're better. We're better than them, member. Listen, right, Leicester fans, we don't hate you at all. We're just talking about you, but we've got no hatred for you at all. So that's all good.
No, to be fair, he does look like a very good keeper. But go back to the Sells point is, my opinion, I don't think he's that keeper to really push us on. But for now, he's that steady Eddie, and I just feel he played well against Chelsea, but the incident at Liverpool, when he dropped it.
He did it again, didn't he? Yeah, but he nearly did it again at Chelsea.
He did, and obviously the Brighton goal. I mean, there's been other times where you think, ooh. But again, if we were to sign that top keeper, we'd be in the top 4. but we're not in that place to go out and spend on an Edison or an Allison or a Reyes, for Arsenal or whatever. So it's. But what keeper do we go and get to take us that next level? I don't know. I mean, we were linked with.
Forrest will be looking. Forrest will be looking. Let's keep it real.
We've been linked with. No, right.
Yeah.
So I just say one thing before I get to him. Sarr, we were linked with Sarr. He can't even get in the Wolves side now because Johnson's there. So, but now that is one keeper. Is it Callagher? Is it?
Yeah.
He wants to leave.
I think he might be the man. He might be the one because this is coming from Liverpool fans. I know it sounds a bit biased. Who I know, they said he's the best number 2 in the Premier League. But
listen, we're not
I take him. I take him.
You know what is right? He's a good goalkeeper. Let's keep it. He's a good goalkeeper, but
is it because he's Liverpool then, or is it because?
No. It's not because of that. I'm just saying, like, every time we bring a number 2 in, like you can mention Turner. Everyone thought, yes, he's going to be good, but look what happened to Turner. He was rubbish, and then because he's been a backup to Liverpool, I just feel we can get it.
The thing is, Benny's backup to probably the second best keeper in the world. Or maybe not.
That's the thing. This is why I'm like this about it. Right. I'm not trying to say he's rubbish, people. I just feel, can we get a better goalkeeper than him?
But then Ben, if
we want to be a mid-table team.
But if you look at keepers, right? There's not many teams who sign number 1s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean, because if we were to sign, if we go out now and sign Jose Sarr from Wolves, he's number 2 now. When Wolves signed Johnson, he was number 2 to Henderson. So it's very hard, Ben, to sign an out-and-out number 1. When Arsenal took Thingy Bob from Brentford, Reyes, sorry, that's Arsenal coming in for him. He won't going to turn that down. But then what happened? Ramsdale dropped to the bench, and Southampton technically signed Arsenal's number 2. So it's very hard to find a number 1. Very hard to get it.
And that's the thing. We're talking about Ramsdale. I would have took Ramsdale. I would have, because he's good with his feet. I like Nasty. No, I would have took him.
I don't know.
I would have took him. People in the comments. Well, I don't know.
I stick by the saying, right? There's a mistake in every keeper, but for him,
100%. But I would have took him. He's a great goalkeeper.
Rads, what do you think?
I mean, I kind of agree with what the Red Doors coming from, that when we signed Turner and he was a backup. And I just think it's funny how Turner was backup to Ramsdale the season before Raya came in. And now they're both backups in relegation clubs currently. So that says a lot, doesn't it? But
that says a lot.
I've always liked Kelleher, but I don't know. For me right now, I'm happy with Sells, but it's about, who could be maybe a more long-term, heir to him. I mean, I don't think Kelleher is that old either, so I think
about 20.
I don't think I'd mind it, to be honest. But I suppose it depends how much it would cost. Just a few comments about the keeper situation. Sells did fantastic against Chelsea. I'm still not 100% confident in him, but you have to reward that good performance. Absolutely. Chris just verifying the strength and depth we've got now. Oh, my Balotelli not getting a look in. And
guess who scored for Wales? Guess who scored for Wales?
Oh, I haven't got that on. In the background.
Guess who scored for him? Brennan Johnson again. Wow.
Can't stop scoring, can
he? You can't stop scoring. Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Kel makes a good point about we've only got 2 senior keepers right now, which I was a bit surprised about. I mean, we did sign a young keeper in the summer, but he's more of I think he's more of a youth lad. But
Wayne Hennessy's back training with Forest now, isn't he?
Look,
I saw
Steve, he was there on Saturday, you know. He was there
What, in the
on
way
Saturday.
end?
Yeah, in the way end. He was there on Saturday.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
honestly think I think he might be on. I think he'd be in the coaching staff next season, or somewhere in the keeping out. I don't.
I can see that.
I'll bring him as
Yeah.
a third. I don't see why Forrest didn't bring him as a third, kept him as a third choice. If I'm honest,
I think he's got a connection with the club, right? Because if you watch these videos over the last, since he was there, you know them videos they send out, the match day pass, and they show behind the scenes and all that. He's always there. And he's always like high fiving the players. He's always, he was always there greeting them off the pitch and put his arm around players. And he's a big lad anyway. You can't miss him. But yeah, you never know. It might be.
I would have kept him as third choice. If I'm honest,
I know he's not. When he did play for us, he weren't always great, but he's a very experienced goalkeeper.
He wasn't as bad as Turner and Blackjaw. You would have had him over them.
I agree.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. It would have been a safe option, wouldn't it? Just as it's not going to play if your third choice, really. So yeah, it probably would have just been more. And it's not like we've got a space open, haven't we? In the 25-month squad, we've only got 24, so
exactly.
You could have registered him. Yeah, I could see that. I wouldn't be too surprised if we were to bring him back, but it's unlikely. So yeah, I think we probably should just talk about obviously the next few games when the international break's over. It's Palace at home next, and actually after that it's obviously Leicester away. Should be interesting.
6 points easy. 6 points easy, man. Let's be confident, man. We're 10th in the league. We're looking up. Leicester looking down. Listen, Palace are looking down as well. Listen, man.
Yeah,
6 points.
We've got actually just the next 5. It's those two. We've got West Ham, Newcastle at home, and Arsenal away.
Arsenal away.
There's another international break before that, so that's great.
Listen to me. Every game is going to be difficult, but listen, we're 10th in the league, boys.
I will go on record to say this next game against Palace is probably our most important game of the season so far.
Yeah.
Because international break, we've had a break now. Players will come back, could have picked up injuries or whatever, so Nuno could be left with selection problems. But it's also, they're down there. We need to put these to the sword to make a statement to go in, right. Let's make that gap now even bigger, because we'll be on 13 points. What, they stuck on 3 points, is it? 2 points, maybe? 2 or 3? Let's put these teams to bed. Let's learn from Wolves and Bournemouth game and stuff, them games. Fulham game, take that out of the equation because that was equal. I think we're on par with Fulham now. I think we were, get that penalty just separated the two teams. But this Palace game, we got to go into that and win that. I'm not saying it's a must-win already, but just get that 3 points on the board. 13 points will look really healthy on that table, and just sitting on 10 while they pull 3 points back on us. Let's put them to bed. Let's put them to the sword. Even if just beating 1-0, I don't mean smashing them. Just go out there, beat them to make the statement of let's consolidate in that mid-table.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because what you don't want is to lose that. Then that'll make them that could turn their season. That's another team on our coattail then. And then we got Leicester the week after. Let's go into the Leicester game off the back of a win, and then because by the time we play Arsenal, I mean we could be 9 points, 10 points better off. I mean, we shouldn't be scared of West Ham, and we know we can take Newcastle on. So,
yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I think I agree with that definitely. Not only for momentum, but obviously the home form.
That's the word, Rads, momentum. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously the home form's an issue for us, which for a while really we've not been really convincing at home, but this season it's like we're suddenly very capable away from home, and at home we seem to. I don't think it suits us at the moment, but I do think Palace. It's a good opportunity to change that, because they've got some good players, but they're clearly on a bit of a down.
Not the team they were.
Yeah, I mean they were amazing last season when Glasner first came in, but they've kind of
they lost. At least they's a massive loss for them.
Yeah, and Anderson as well at the back.
Yeah.
I like Anson. I like Anson. I wish we had it, to be fair.
But it's almost like
that's sorry, Rads, go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like we want to keep our momentum going. They've kind of lost.
We go an international hangover. You know what it's like with these international breaks. We come back, it's like, meh. You know, we limp to a 0-0 or lose a scrappy 1-0 to Palace at home, and that's no disrespect to them. It's just in these international breaks, it's kind of like we want the momentum to continue after the Chelsea game, and it's going to be interesting to see his team selection because obviously Ward-Prowse won't be playing. Is Gibbs-White going to be fit? All these, other players going to come back. Are they going to have knock cells? What's happening with him? So it could be interesting. Can we just have a quick? Can we just have a little quick chat quickly about the home and away thing? Because I've been meaning to just quickly touch over this. My personal opinion is the home thing is teams are coming to the City Ground now, and they've been a bit more respectful in the sense of they are setting up to nullify us because we've been so good at home. But away from home, I think teams have underestimated us because of the firepower we have and our bench and the way we set up. So I think we're struggling at home because teams are setting up and frustrating us.
Yeah.
And away from home, like at Liverpool, we brought Hudson-Odoi off the bench, Alanga off the bench. At Brighton, we brought Sosa off the bench, Jota off the bench. We got strength and depth coming off away from home because teams will attack you. You get more attacked on away from home than at home. But at home, I think we find it hard to break teams down and they are just setting up to nick a 1-0 or a 0-0 or get a draw. So that's I don't know what you two think about that. It's just it's been a lot of chat lately about the home and away record thing about I was flipped and the Cooper. We were so good at home and crap away, but now we're a totally different team away from home.
you know what it is? But I was on a podcast yesterday and I was speaking to a Wolves fan, and Nuno had the same problem at Wolves. Like his home form wasn't good, but his away form was fantastic. And he did say he did get 1 or 2 wins at home, but he still got them 7th back to back. And if Nuno does that, listen to me, we get our passports ready. Let's get our passports ready. And
did he get to a semi-final of a cup as well?
Yeah,
FA Cup.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I think he did.
And listen to me, I want our home form to improve. Let's keep it real. But if we get to we can dream. We can all dream. If it gets to the top 10 or even a conference, listen, I'll be renewing my passport, going to Afghanistan or wherever you want to take us somewhere. Listen, I'll be getting my passport ready. But listen,
yeah, go on, Ben. Sorry.
No. I just want to away form because our away form is fantastic, man. But just a home form, we all can say we could have beat Bournemouth and Wolves at home, but do we deserve to beat them at home? No, we don't, because they're in the same situation as us. Because I'm sick and tired of when you hear these top 6 saying, especially Liverpool fans, not as much as Chelsea fans saying, we should have beat Forest, blah blah blah, but you didn't. We had a game plan and we got the points. And the home form, like I said, we can talk about. I can say we're going to beat Crystal Palace at home, but they're not going to be easy at all. Same with West Ham as well.
Did you get this feeling like Nuno? It's almost, you just mentioned the word game plan there, Ben. It's almost like, and obviously Nuno plans home and away, but it's almost like Nuno has a out and out game plan for away, but at home he struggles to find the game plan because he's almost like thinking, right, how are they going to set up? What are they going to do against us? But away from home, he's kind of gone, right, at Liverpool, we're going to nullify Salah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. At Brighton, we're going to do this and that. At Chelsea, we're going to nullify Palmer, we're going to do this and do that. At home, it's almost like he's going, what are they going to do then? I get that vibe. It's almost like he's put his eggs in one basket away from home. I just get, it's weird. It's kind of, I know, I'm not trying to say he's trying to get more points on the road than home. I'm not saying that, but it's almost like he is really emphasizing the away thought process of like counteracting their players, and at home he's thinking, how do we break these down now then? He's getting a bit frustrated at home.
I think it's because we seem to really suit playing on the counter, which is what we do so well away from home. And now we've got, I think, especially now I've actually got winger depth with Sosa and and Jota, on top of having Alanga and Hudson-Odoi, of course. It's like we've got these options now to be able to hurt teams, and we've gone from being so fragile away and terrible to being able to really hurt teams. And it's like at home now, it's like this, the atmosphere is not great, as Kel's saying here.
Oh, hello, Kel. Hello, Kel.
Which I have to agree with. It's not really been the same for a while. And it's almost like we seem kind of the opposite now. It's like we are afraid at home, like with pressure or something. I think we used to feel away from home. It kind of is a flip. Not as bad as it was away, I think, but I think we can sort it out. But it's like we've just got to maybe simplify it a bit.
It's just weird. This talking as a Forest fan, because I can't remember the last time when we've been so strong away from home, away than being at home, because we've always been a home-based side.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time we were that good away. Even under Billy Davis, we weren't that great away. We weren't
Cooper.
like
I was going to say
Steve Cooper.
The year we went up.
Yes.
That's what got us back to the promised land then.
We were good at home though as well. That's the thing.
Yeah, that was just the season. That's just like the season, Ben. That is,
that's the season.
That's the season. Yeah. But prior to that,
I just seen the comment. I just seen the comment. It was tempting there, but come on, people. Let's think about it. Like, because Steve Cooper. I see people negative about Steve Cooper, and I see a few Leicester fans still hate the guy, but he's still a great record at Forest, away and home. And that's what we want to do with Nuno. We want him to be like that. We're going to have ups and downs. And our home form's rubbish. Away form's fantastic. Just keep going. We just keep going. That's all.
Are we good? Thing is, though, if that keeps us up, or if that gets us mid-table, say 12th, come next May, and we've won, say, 3 games at home and we've won 8 away, are we going to complain?
No.
The only people who are going to complain, and this is no disrespect to the people who go to the City Ground every other week, you're just not going to see as many home wins. But you can't be, you can't be that spoilt, because Man City are that spoilt and their fans expect it every week. But if that means us staying up, unfortunately, that's the way it's going to be. If you're only going to see 3 home wins a season and 8 away, that's the way it's just going to be. Maybe, you know what I mean? You can't be, we just got to win our own games, and sometimes you have to be perhaps better away than you are at home. Just the way it just happens sometimes.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. It does make you think, though, if we could just sort out the home form and keep the away form, how strong could we be then,
But that's the thing, lad. If we were that strong, we'd be competing with Arsenal and Man City, wouldn't we?
So it's not really realistic. But,
it's not realistic.
But it is just more balance. We don't have to rely on away
and if
like we're relying on home.
Yeah. And if that was the case, wouldn't be managing us. He'd be linked with Man United and so on and so on. You know what I mean? It's just we got to sometimes we got to realize sometimes we are still a learning progress. In the Premier League, we can't win every week. You know what I mean? We were going to lose eventually. We thought, we're still unbeaten, and then Fulham beat us. We were like, oh my God, it's like the worst thing ever. We were going to lose eventually. We were going to lose eventually. It's just happened. Just the way it happened.
And then we followed it up with that Chelsea game. So
exactly.
Ultimately, we only lost to technically a dubious penalty. It wasn't even an open play.
But to be fair, I think with that game, I think Fulham were just a little bit edge of us.
They were.
So we weren't great, if I'm honest, from start to finish. And
I still don't think they deserved to win them. I think that was a 0-0 game. I think, Ben.
It was a 0-0 game, but definitely. I'm just saying, like,
I do agree with you. They did have a little bit more quality in certain little areas.
Certain areas. Yeah. Well, I think it's with Nuno. Like, it's just a learning bit. But like you said, Steve, we are going to lose, and we can't say, Nuno this, Nuno that, because that was so last season. But it is what it is. We can't just complain about from now to the end of the season, we are going to have a bad patch. Let's keep it real. We are going to have a bad patch, and I'm not going to say, oh, here we go, back to square one, because we've made a good start. And would everyone expect this to have 10 points? No. So listen, all Forest fans, we just got to get behind him. And when we have the down moments, that's the Premier League for you. Because if we wasn't, we would be top of the league. So yeah.
And Rads just made a good point there. He said that when we did lose a Fulham, we went to Chelsea, got a point.
Exactly.
So we backed it up. We backed it up. And this is why I'm on about the Palace game. Back it up now and beat them and just establish ourselves and get them points on the board.
Exactly.
Because I think there's another stat out there as well. We are, I don't know if we're still the top team. We've the most chances created against. I think we are. Our teams getting chances against us. There was a stat being floated about. We are definitely the top 3 of chances against. Like, we are limiting teams. If you think about the games we've played, we haven't really been bombarded. Like the Chelsea game went back and forth. We could have won it. They could have won it. It was a case of Chelsea battered us for 30 minutes, and we could have won at the end. So if you go through all the games, we haven't really been attack. Like, whoa, it's like Brighton for the last 10 minutes of the first half when they scored the 2 goals. We were under the cosh then. But other than that, in all the games we played, on Bournemouth came strong in the last 10 minutes before they scored. But other than that, in long periods of the game, we haven't been under the cosh.
Yeah, definitely agree.
Definitely.
So say hi to Mark. Welcome, Mark.
Hello, Mark. How you doing, Mark?
Hello. Just backing up the point about the atmosphere. Just hope we can sort that out, really, because it's not really been quite the same standards I think we set for ourselves. Peter, welcome. Just saying, hit the like button, subscribe. Yes, please do that.
Yes,
everyone.
please hit the like button for Rads. Subscribe now. If you haven't, why not? What reason why you're not subscribed to Rads? Do it now. If you do, all you do is click the button.
You're heading, people. We've got Michael here. Just want to make sure I read this. Take each game as it comes. Keep picking up points. Keep out the relegation zone. Next few games are pivotal. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Stay tuned to Wales.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're pretty.
Shout out to Charles Butler as well. Actually, a legend as well.
Yes. Hello.
Yes. Shout out. He's from Ipswich.
Oh right. Okay.
Yeah. Big Forest fan.
Before we go, and you guys can say, and anyone in the comments, who's been your first 7 games? Who's been your player of the season so far?
People in the comments, get involved, man. Get involved.
Yeah. It's a good way to sign out. Everybody get in the comments. It's quite a few, you know.
Milekovic. Gotta be.
I'm going to say the first name that came to my mind, and that was Milenkovic as well.
Milenkovic. Beast.
It's
my defender. My defender.
Yeah. I think you can defend. There's probably a few you could say. I mean, people are actually agreeing with us. Milenkovic as well. I think that's.
We've got people in the comments, man. Get involved, quick.
Yeah, there's a lot of ones that we could say. Honestly, I mean, Ola Aina, I think's gone under the radar at times. Anderson's been impressive.
He says Uriah Yates as well.
I had to get a mention of Yatesy. I've not actually spoken about him.
My Ryan Yates, man. My Ryan Yates. Listen to me. He rattled the whole Chelsea fan base yet again.
And one
and
player.
He's rubbish. And that's what everyone says. He's rubbish. He can't get in the team and this and that. Guess what, people who doubted Ryan Yates? I'm not going to put my 2 fingers up to Rad's channel, but he's proven you so wrong, man. Proving you so wrong. And all your haters out there, man. And
one player who is impressing me, who's left a bit of egg on me and Ben's faces, is Alex Moreno as well, left back.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Ben, you had your opinion about him. I thought he was the weak link at Villa, and proving me wrong.
Yes.
So
no,
continue it.
But to be fair, I think he's been fantastic. I think if we had a weak player against Chelsea, I think he was the weakest one out of all of them. If I'm honest, because and this is not his fault because he had both Cole Palmer and Mendieke on his side. So I did feel sorry for him because he had two good players on his side. But far from that, he has been good. To be fair, and I do apologise, Marino.
I think it's just his performance against Salah was just unreal. Unreal.
I do feel a bit bad for Nico though, because he's not really put a foot wrong, but it's because we've got another really good option.
He could have won the game for us as well, couldn't he? He came on and he was in the 6-yard box. What was he doing in the 6-yard box?
Yeah, two chances as well. Yeah, two chances as well. Yeah. But this is the thing, right? Yeah. Sorry, Brad. You know, with Nico Williams, and I think he's been fantastic for Forest. I think it's right for Ena playing right back because Nico Williams, and this is what his dad said, not for what I feel. His dad said he can't play in a 4-4 in the back four, and that's and he's a wing back. He's a wing back, and with Ena there, and every time he comes on, he plays left back. I'm like, why is he playing left back? He's better right back. But he nearly scored 2 goals against Chelsea, didn't he? So, listen.
Well, Nico's playing now. Nico plays left back for Wales. So he can play either side. Yeah, he's playing left back now, Ian.
So just mentioned, he got the assist, apparently, for Wales goal.
Yeah.
I suppose that's the reason why we've had such a good start. You know, the fact that players like Nico now suddenly aren't starting, to have those come off the bench and make an impact. As we've mentioned, like the bench this season, every game, it's been very, very impressive. So, you know, it's all looking pretty good. I mean, we could go on for quite a few hours, I'm sure.
Yeah, but let's talk about one subject before we do go. Let's talk about the fine. We've not spoke about the fine, have we?
Oh, yeah, actually, I was going to mention that.
Yeah. Let's talk about the fine, man. Before we.
All right.
Wait. 1 hour, people. 1 hour 17 minutes. Like you've got this free. Why you've not hit the like button, man? Get the like button hit. Get the like button hit, people, man. It's shocking.
Let's end on a negative in terms of the FA and Premier League. Obviously, Forest have been fined by the FA £750,000 for speaking out about against crap officials, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
What do we think on that one? We have appealed it, just to say.
Steve, you go first, Steve, before I go on FA.
Look, my opinion on speaking up against refs, and I feel refs don't get held accountable enough in football about mistakes, and they don't. Yes, you shouldn't slander them and you shouldn't abuse them, and some, should be a bit more professional, especially from a club, in the way you go around things. But then refs, they just get this thing about them where, they make a mistake, but they're never held accountable. I don't know. It's just weird. And, what game was that reflected? Is Stuart Atwell, wasn't it?
The Everton game.
Yeah. I mean, look, come on. It's like you're making mistakes, and it's so obvious. And I watch. It's like another thing that annoys me. If you watch interviews right after the game, being players or managers, these journalists will push them to slander the ref, or to try and get out to them, to speak out against the ref, knowing they can't do it. And then you can see them, they go in, I can't speak about it. I don't want to say nothing about the ref. And then the journalist is like, yeah, but what's your opinion on that decision? And was that a bad decision? And blah, blah, blah. How do you feel about the penalty? Knowing they can't say nothing about the ref. So, I mean, £750,000. I mean,
I've just seen that. Is it from Michael? Does it final affect PSVR? I'm sure it does, because it's like a business, isn't it? If you look at it, it's a business, and it does affect it. So it is what it is.
What was more something? Wasn't he upgraded then? Wasn't it him and who's the other guy? Didn't they go off and ref? Stuart Atwell went off to ref somewhere, didn't he? Can someone enlighten me again? And we were all like scratching our heads going, what was it? The Euros. He went to the Euros.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
I did. He
Like,
did.
Yeah.
He
I
did.
was like, what? It's like that
Yeah.
Everton game was so bad. Like, and what was it? What was insulting is Ashley Young was smirking about it. Do you remember that
Yeah,
interview we done?
that was the worst
Mm,
part about it, wasn't it?
that was the worst
That
thing
was the
about it.
worst part about it. So not only we got shafted by Sir Atwell, and then Ashley Young knows what he did. And even like fans were coming up to me saying, "How didn't you get a penalty?" Especially the one he chopped Hudson-Odoi. And Stuart Atwell watched that on the screen. It's like, what are you watching? And then we speak out about it, and he gets fined. He should be fined
Yeah.
for not giving that pen.
Oh, don't. I
That's
think
my
it's like
that's my opinion. Really.
I feel like with the it is a lot, but when you look at the other things that teams have been fined for, like you can see how people being racist on things like that. It's pennies, but for a tweet, I think Stuart Atwell, he said something about I don't know what he said. He put what did he put? People in the comments might find it. Where is it? Where was it? Stuart Astral, a statement in the panel detained as distressed, fear, and embarrassing. That caused him by the post. Wow.
I mean,
Don't do stupid mistakes then and cost
exactly.
3
That's what I was going to say. I don't know what they expect, clubs and fans and players to do when they're making mistakes so continuously. Like, are you just meant to just say, "Oh, okay, well, fair enough, move on"? Like, no, I think Forest, we're one of the few clubs that seem to have a bit of grit about us to stand up, and even if it means we're going to get fined, it's like we want to actually say what we think, and I think fair play to us, even if it does make us look like a whinging. I think it's only fair,
Well,
so many mistakes.
do you remember? Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know if he was reprimanded for it, but do you remember Gary O'Neill, the Wolves manager, was very vocal last season. Remember Wolves on that run? They ran really bad decisions, and I don't know if he was fined or if he was. I can't remember. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but he was called out about it as well. Like he's very vocal about the mistakes and this and that, and it's just them. Why don't the refs ever come on the TV and give their views on it then? It's always the managers, it's always the players. You never see the refs on the TV. Only once they retire and they sit on the panel then on Saturday and they give their views about it. And I mean, no, bring the referees on Match of the Day or Sky and say, right, can you tell us now why did the players and the managers get asked what their opinion is? Well, ask the ref, what's your opinion then? Why didn't you give the pen? Ask him. Ask him in front of the entire audience, millions of people on TV. Why didn't you give that pen? Why didn't you give the pen to Forrest? And he could say, well, because I think Ashley Young took the ball, blah, blah, blah. You know why? Because they don't want to be shown up. That's why. Because if he said that live on TV, everyone go, well, he took the ball. No, he cleaned Hudson-Odoi out. Everyone could see that. People not even into football can see that. You know what I mean? You don't need to know football. That you can clearly see Ashley Young chopped him. It's a pen.
Yeah.
So come on TV and give me reasons why you didn't give it a pen.
Yeah,
I get really wound up with refs and just.
You are. Like, see, you can tell. See, you can tell. Just count to 10. Count to 10, you'll be fine.
It really winds me up.
Yeah, people in the chat. Tell Stephen to count to 10. That's what you need to do. Count to 10.
I have seen people say that before, though. The refs should get held accountable, and we should hear from them. I don't know why it's like they just go away and then you just forget about it. Yeah, us as fans and the club don't forget about it, and it's like they just move on. It's just another game kind of thing. So I think it's wrong. But I think so long as you're going to get fined for it, I don't see it changing, which is really it's the frustrating part. You're not allowed to say your opinion. So yeah, just quickly, are we going to get a result against Palace before we go?
Oh God, it's a bit too early to say, Rads. Rads, why are you putting us on the spot? Just yeah. because you need to remember Palace have not won a game yet. So and our home form's not great, but I think
international hangover. Yeah,
just.
Yeah, I agree with Ben. I think we will. I don't think we'll smash them. I think we'll limp over the line against them. I agree with Ben. I think we'll just edge it on them. But I do think if we get an early goal, we could go on and beat them comfortably. I think their confidence will be even dropping further. But the longer they're in the game, if we're going into the 60th minute, 0-0, again, we don't want one of them games like, oh, God. So I think we'll just have, I think we've got enough quality over them now. They've lost a few of their key players. I think we just have enough to beat them, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. Obviously, it is a bit early, isn't it? But, it's just our early take on it, 2-0 versus Palace. And yeah, it's more you got to do it closer to the time, really, isn't it? But,
Exactly.
I think, just having a little early preview to that one.
What I don't. Sorry, Rads. Quickly say, I got to say, what I don't want is classical Forest. Eddie and Ketty haven't scored yet.
Oh, don't.
You know what I'm going to say? Q Forest. Step up Forest. It always happens. Oh, this player hasn't scored in 250,000 games. Forest, play Forest. Yeah,
and we were late with him, weren't we? So that would have
I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. And I wanted him to be fair. I did. I wanted him. And then, he can't score for Palm Door.
It's just a Forest thing all over. It is just literally a Forest thing all over. This player hasn't scored in 10 games. Forest turn up, he scores. It just happens. It always happens against us.
It's so many times. I think we'll wrap it up there then. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. We've gone on longer than I expected, but
exactly, I can't believe that.
So many things that we can talk about.
I would talk about Football Forest all day, Rads.
Exactly. It just goes on and goes on and goes on.
You two can switch off now. I'll just keep on talking to the camera.
so many topics. Thank you everyone for being here. Please like and subscribe to Rads. Subscribe to Door as well, of course, if you really want. And yeah.
Hey! There's no need for that, Rads. I came as a super sub. But now you're doing this to me.
You were.
I felt like who's super sub for Forest? Who was a super sub for Forest? Anyone?
Super sub. It's a good one. Super sub.
I don't know. Super sub. I don't know. Darius Henson. Yeah, I feel like a Darius Henson. Super sub. Back post. And all that.
Fair. Thank you for that. Thank you, Steve, as well, for coming on.
Right, no problem, Rad.
And there'll be more streams in the future, so stay tuned to everything. And yes,
can I say something? I'll be on Red all over tomorrow morning at 10:30. So if people want to watch that, please do. The top guys. Well.
Do that, everyone. Thanks for being here, everyone. And up the Reds. Thanks for watching.
Up the Reds.